Hello everybody! So as I kind of mentioned in my final part in Doom 2 the way we remember it, I ended up getting my computer back up and running, so yeah, all is right with the world once again. So yeah, well, first of all, major kudos to Falcon Northwest. Your support is pretty phenomenal, honestly. So yeah, that's good. I would say the installation itself, well, it's about as simple as it could be. I'd say the biggest problem would be the fact that, well, I mean, the computers are very well organized, like the cabling and everything. So, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but it's definitely not as neat as it used to be, thanks to my intervention. I was never really all that great at cable management, what can I say? But it's really cool that they actually just trust their users enough to just let them replace parts. Because I was really kind of worried that I might have to send the computer back, which, I mean, it's cool that that's also an option, but at the same time, it's not really one that I'm super crazy about. But yeah, I mean, just being able to do that without voiding my warranty is just mwah, chef's kiss. So nice. And in fact, they even kind of touted it as being a bit of an experience in their tech support document, so it seems to be something that they just fully support, so good on them for that. Now, as far as the other bit of it, so what was it like just kind of using my little MacBook to do all this stuff? Well, one thing I will say is that thing performs like surprisingly well. I'd say probably the biggest disadvantage is the fact that just because it's, you know, an ARM MacBook and most people still compile stuff for Intel, well, I had to do a little bit of busy work to actually just get everything running natively. I could have run it under Rosetta, but I mean, especially for stuff like ABS? What the hell am I talking about? OBS, that just seems like kind of a bad option. And I figured DSDA Doom was simple enough to get working. Just do a quick CMake on that and all's right with the world. I've built it on Linux before, it's nothing too crazy. Now, as far as like the weird mouse oddities that I mentioned, it's some weird, it almost feels like there's some mouse acceleration. I don't know if it's just that like SDL2 or something like that just isn't capturing the raw mouse input or something, but I was playing some Satisfactory on using GeForce Now, and it didn't feel like that. It didn't have that weird floatiness to it, so it's definitely something just kind of unique to something that Doom was using. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really anything that I couldn't get used to, I guess, so it could be worse, but, you know, this is definitely, like, right now, this feels so much more responsive, crisper, all that good stuff. So now for the editing experience, rendering performance was, I mean, it was decent. Obviously, you know, energy efficient laptop's not going to beat just a full-on desktop GPU. That's just kind of silly to even expect that, but it performed admirably well. Like, it was a little bit over 2 times real time as far as rendering performance goes, compared to my normal rig where it's about close to 4 times real time. So, I mean, it obviously during my like 4-hour video bender this past weekend, that was a bit of a drag, but could be worse. Now, one thing that is kind of interesting that just kind of points to just how stupid the M1 processor is. Audio editing was actually faster on that because its single core performance beats my 4th gen Ryzen. So, good job, Apple, I guess. But I don't know. It's one of those things, like, I could definitely work with it, obviously. I mean, I did work with it. Is it something I'd want to do permanently? Probably not. I mean, it was an okay experience, but there's just something kind of nice about having just a system with like 400 bazillion gigabytes of storage and stuff. Oh, that is one thing that it did kind of remind me of, though. the fact that I really should record and edit on solid-state drives. Because, yeah, that makes a huge difference. Before, like, I don't know why it just never popped into my head, but I did all my editing just on spinning Rust drives on a mirrored set, which does affect write performance somewhat. And, yeah, I changed that, and it made things so much nicer. But, yeah, I mean, it was... I'm just glad that my YouTube channel is, like, classic Doom content, because if I were trying to do, like, modern games on that would not have worked as well as it did. But, yeah, either way, what am I doing? Good God. Either way, we're back in business now, so all is right with the world. And now if I could ever finish this damn level, I could sign off and actually get to bed. Just skip that stupid jump. Ah! Die, skeleton. Alright, well anyway, thank you for listening to my ramble. Hope it was maybe somewhat educational. And, yeah, probably going to be playing Doom 2016 here pretty soon because, well, I have the hardware for it again. So, probably a weekend project. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we'll see what happens. Bye, everybody.